when he's ready. Ready? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If everyone please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion for the reading and approval of the minutes of the last meeting.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opportunity for the public to address the board, agenda items only. Okay, no one. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Kim Walker from the IT department to speak about the FCC broadband map. Kim?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Thank you for the opportunity to present the FCC broadband map. My name is Kim Walker. I'm the wireless administrator for Lackawanna County. The FCC broadband map is a map by the Federal Communications Commission that they post. It illustrates where internet is accessible and where it is not. There's a lot of areas in Lackawanna County that residents can't get access to adequate internet service. We need help from the citizens of Lackawanna County to make sure that that information is correct on the FCC broadband map. Right now, the FCC is open to modifications if that information is inaccurate. So we are encouraging all residents, especially those in unserved and underserved areas, to go to the website and check the information if it is correct. If it isn't, we're asking them to please follow the steps and submit a challenge. All submissions that are in by January 13th will impact the 2023 summer map. Any polling after that date will reflect in later maps. Once they go to the website, it will ask them for their address, whether it's a business or residence, and they'll select all wired and licensed wireless links. Unserved and underserved locations can select the 100 down, 20 up, and the instructions will walk them through if they have anything that is inaccurate. By ensuring the information is correct, it will help in getting funding to those areas. The map can be found at broadband.fcc.gov. Instructions can be found at tinyurl.com/broadbandmapchallenge. The links to the information can also be found on our webpage, lackawannacounty.org. And this information is also being forwarded to the Scranton Library System, and they'll be available to assist. After today, we'll also have laptops at the senior center so they can check as well. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we'll have that on our website, and we'll get the link to the Scranton Times.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that's good. Okay, resolutions 230009.
Current payables, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County's general fund numbers 35115-3514450, inclusive, totaling $1,104,504.40. The county's electric fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $6,452,166.63. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I would assume everyone has had an opportunity to look at the payables. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Resolution 230005.
Approving the adult probation grant for the PCCD. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the submission of the treatment court to Pennsylvania Commission of Crime and Delinquency for the County Adult Probation Grant in Aid, continuing County Adult Probation and Parole Grant in the amount of $198,577. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman, here to speak about that is our treatment court coordinator, Ms. Mary Liz Loftus.
Good morning. We are looking for approval of the grant for adult probation. I changed it a little bit this year. We previously did it for overtime and we didn't spend all of the money. So I added 2 salaries into it, and then whatever's left over after those 2 salaries, we are going to supplement the overtime for adult probation so that we can spend all of the money.
Anyone have any questions for Mary Liz? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Resolution 230006.
Approving an opioid grant for PCCD. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the submission by treatment court to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for the state opioid response grant, improving justice system response in the amount of $97,875. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here is Director Loftus.
We are, with this grant, we are looking to work with the Recovery Bank, the Treatment Court Advocacy Center, and also our SCA, the Drug and Alcohol, to meet with people that are incarcerated. So we have this certified recovery specialist going over to the prison. They just started doing AA meetings back there, which is nice. And but with this grant, what we wanted to do was have the certified recovery specialist meet one-on-one with the inmates, connect them to some resource before they get released. Some of the other money that's in here also is a big barrier for them is not having any transportation. So I put in money so that we can get some Colts bus passes for them for when they're released. So we'll leave some at the prison. We can leave some at the recovery bank, some in adult probation so that they can get to their appointments when they first come out of the prison.
Good job, thank you. Anyone have any questions? Entertain a motion.
How often do they have in the AA meetings over there?
Right now, we just started, we do the women's meetings and the men's meetings on Wednesdays and Fridays from 4 to 5, and then there's also a veterans meeting. But again, with this grant, we're looking to expand it because I'm going in and helping with the meetings until some of the other people get their clearance. And so I'm seeing a lot of stuff that needs to be added there. Like a lot of them are coming, and we should be having maybe Al-Anon meetings for them.
We need AA, we need NA.
We need NA. So we want to start doing more of that stuff. So right now, there's just, we separate the men and the women, and we do that twice a week, and that's what we're hoping with this. We'll be able to get in there more often.
Contact somebody that I know that's now working as a rehabilitation counselor, I don't know if that's the exact title, at Clearbrook to see if he has anybody who would be good for volunteering.
Okay.
So in the event that I have to follow up with him, I'll send them over to, direct them to your attention.
Right, if you can, yeah, or even just like shoot me an email with their name and number, because the Recovery Bank is doing a training for the people that are interested. They're having one this Saturday, I think it is, at like 11 o'clock, and then there's also another one on Wednesday at 6 p.m., like a week from today.
Ideally, I'd like AA and NA each two a week, but I don't.
That would be great.
Yeah, that's probably.
That would be great.
That's shooting for the stars, I think.
Right. There, we're just happy that we're able to get back in there and have some of these meetings.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, I'm excited too. I'm very.
So far we call it an AA meeting, but we do kind of make it like a little bit all-inclusive. Like I said, there's family members that come to it. We have to limit it so that if people have questions and they want to talk and
Do you
stuff.
think Al-Anon is needed in the? And I say that only because
It's funny, I didn't think it was needed until I started doing the meetings in there. And a lot of the people that are coming, yes, they might have been arrested for selling drugs, but they had, their son died from an overdose. They were raised in an alcoholic
I would have never
home.
thought of that.
I never would have thought of it either until I went in and started doing these meetings, and I had these people that didn't identify themselves as an alcoholic or an addict, but they were family members. So that's one of the things that I had
Good,
said was
good work.
I mean, any little extra support to help them so that they can start seeing that recovery is possible and that there's help for them when they get out. So that's why the Recovery Bank is so important to work with, because so many resources are funneled there, like outreach is there, Goodwill is there. They can go for job training, they can go for, there's so much stuff there.
Good work.
So,
Thank
work,
you.
yeah. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you. And then, like I said, have them contact me, because.
I will. I certainly will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 230007.
Approving the District Attorney's Memorandum of Agreement. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the Memorandum of Agreement between the Scranton Housing Authority and the District Attorney's Office for the services of an Assistant District Attorney for 2023. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is the District Attorney's Administrative Officer, Mr. Brian Finnerty.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Happy
Brian.
New Year to everyone. This has been in existence, this memorandum of understanding between the DA's office and the Scranton Housing Authority back in the middle 90s, I believe. So we're asking the board to approve the new memorandum of understanding taking effect 1/1/23. It'll be a 2-year term with a 1-year extension. Again, the purpose of this grant is to provide safe, crime and drug-free environments for all city housing authority residents. And as I indicated, the grant has been in existence between the DA's office and the housing authority since about 1996.
So do you have a one specific ADA, like, that's assigned?
Yes, one ADA attorney, Dave Coyne, is assigned full-time to the housing authority.
And the grant is 100% of his salary?
That is correct.
Can't beat that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Commissioner.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 230008.
Entering into a maintenance and service agreement. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a maintenance and service agreement with the Pennsylvania District Attorney's Institute to maintain the Savin system for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here is Mr. Farady.
This contract is between, as Mr. Jeffers indicated, the Pennsylvania District Attorneys Institute, which is part of the Pennsylvania District Attorneys Association and Lackawanna County. The term period is January 1, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. And it's for continued implementation and maintenance of a statewide automated victim information and notification system referred to as Savin in Lackawanna County. There's no cost to the county, and it's worked in conjunction between the DA's office and the county jail, or the county prison, excuse me.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Brian? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Question, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Okay, Resolution 230013.
Established in the county real estate tax discount period, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby set January 1st through April 15th of each year as the discount period for the payment of Lackawanna County real estate taxes. Be it further resolved that if April 15th should fall on a holiday or a weekend, the discount period shall be extended until the first business day thereafter. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman, this is something that we talked about with the tax collector of Scranton. All three taxing bodies, the Scranton School District and the City of Scranton and the county have come together to use the actual federal tax day as the discount period. It's for consistency and continuity.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Brian? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Any question? No. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Resolution 230010.
Appointments to the Lackawanna County Fair and Recreation Authority. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby reappoint the following individuals to the Lackawanna County Fair and Recreation Authority. Kirk Camoni, 135 Jefferson Avenue, Scranton, Pennsylvania, 18503. It's a 5-year term to begin immediately and to expire December 31st, 2027. Armin Olivetti, 817 Parkview Road, Moscow, Pennsylvania, 18444. It's a 5-year term also to begin immediately and to expire on December 31st, 2027. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Okay, Resolution 230011.
These are appointments to the Agricultural Land Preservation Board. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby make the following reappointments to the Agricultural Land Preservation Board. Larry Seymour, 1052 Hack Road, Factoryville. He's an elected township official to term to begin immediately and expiring December 31st, 2025. Brian P. Manning, 552 Kennedy Creek Road, North Abington Township, the farm representative. Term to begin immediately and expiring on December 31st, 2024. Mary Liz Donato, 302 Bear Brook Acres Drive, Madison Township, at-large representative. Term to begin immediately and expire on December 31st, 2024. Be it further resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby make the following appointments to the Agricultural Land Preservation Board. John Roba, 1491 Lakeland Drive, Scott Township, Farm Director, term to begin immediately and to expire December 31st, 2023. Stanley Wozbicki. 189 Lee Road, Greenfield Township, the Building Contractor Director, term to begin immediately and to expire December 31st, 2023. Adopted a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners, Lackawanna County, held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Brian. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Resolution 230012.
Appointments to the Lackawanna County Reassessment Board. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby reappoint the following individuals to the Lackawanna County Assessment Board with a one-year term to commence immediately and expire December 31st, 2023. Shirley Barrett, 815 Rock Street, Archwell, Pennsylvania, 18403. William Nicholas, 431 Spangleberg Road, Jefferson Township, 18436. William Jones II, 1101 East Longwood Drive, South Abington Township, 18411. Adopted a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners, Lackawanna County, held on January 4th, 2023. Mr. Chairman.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Brian, I think you said reassessment board. I could have heard it wrong, but it's the.
Sorry, it's the Assessment Board. If I said reassessment, forgive me.
Assessment Board, yeah.
I'll take a motion.
Did I say it with a slash? Sorry.
I'll make a
Thank
motion.
God you're here.
Term is just stuck in my head lately.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Opportunity for the public to address the board.
It's awful to get old. Joan Hodawan at Scranton. With regard to the broadband map, I think that's a wonderful initiative that the county's taking. I would make a recommendation, though. If you have people who have no access to internet, it's not going to help them to have to go on the webpage. What I would suggest is that the Scranton Times do an article about this issue. They had a wonderful... Huh? Well, they had a wonderful article about street signs, and it got a lot of people informed throughout the city of Scranton. Maybe we could do something like that so that we could publicize this issue. It's not going to help if people don't have cable TV or they don't have the internet. We need to publicize this. Maybe talk radio is another avenue. The second recommendation I would make, I thought I heard Ms. Loftus say that people could go to the Scranton Public Library. I'm going to talk to Mary Garm. This should be all 7 county libraries assist in this effort, so that if someone has no access to the internet and they want to report this, they can go to any one of the 7 libraries, not just the Scranton Public Library. That's part of the outreach mission of every public library, is to serve the underserved, and I think this is a perfect fit. So I will talk to Mary Garm about this. We have our monthly meeting coming up on Monday, and we should be able to discuss this with all the library directors. But I would hope the Scranton Times would do an article on this. Thank you.
Thanks, Joan. Okay. Anyone else?
Morning, Commissioners. How are you today?
Morning.
Happy New Year, everyone.
You too.
Years ago, I used to have this love-hate relationship with Corey O'Brien and Mike Washoe, where I would come up to the podium and, rant about what I didn't like that they were doing, and then have to sit in the audience and listen to their response, and then come back 2 weeks later to respond again. And I don't want to do that again. I did listen to what you had to say after I asked my question last week, Commissioner Notarianni. Thank you for responding. But I really want to stay on topic of the $15 million loan and the purchase of the new building. Because when I ran for office, I did it because I first came here wondering why we were paying all those rents out to all those different people. And we couldn't get answers to that. Me and Dave Kravakis, I remember he even brought it up to my attention this past week. And I thought it was such a waste of money, of my money, that I was paying to the county. And I'm happy that I was able to do something to fix that problem. Now, this is our building. You're here now. If there's something wrong, fix it. I mean, you would think if you bought a house and you had some problems with it and it was broken somewhere, before buying another, you would rectify the issues you had with the initial one. That's just common sense. That's the way I see it. So I still don't understand why we have another building for Department of Health that we have over on Lackawanna Avenue. And that's basically why I came in initially, was to talk about that. And instead, you came back at me with, well, you bought this building. Well, that wasn't what I asked you about. So if you could just stay on that point, I would appreciate it. We all know why we're here in this building, and I just told you why I did it. Now, we saved, $1.5 million in rents, and our loan payment is 1.3 on average. So we're saving every year $200,000 in those rents that we used to pay. I think it was a win-win. You don't like the building, I get it. I was just happy to consolidate. That's why I wanted to do that. You and I kind of think alike in that area. So that's just my point on that. But I don't want to keep going back and forth. I just wanted to get some answers on the $15 million loan, because it's never a good idea, in my opinion, to take out a loan for anything if you don't need to. And with the $25 million surplus, I just wanted to know why we're doing that. And, you know, back in, again, 2007, 8, and 9, when I would come to these meetings all the time, that was another complaint that I brought to them. And, you know, I mean, the Scranton Times wrote an article on that when, you know, Corey O'Brien and Mike Washoe would take out these TANFs. And they didn't want to do it. Nobody wanted to do it. It's not a good thing. It's like saying, okay, we don't have any money. I'm going to use a credit card to pay our bills. And you're paying interest on that, which you're going to pay interest on that new loan when you have money sitting there. So then that was the other question I had. And your budget director, congratulations on your job, Mr. Baldoni, is it? Is that Balzoni, thank you. Big day. Thank you, Joan. So that wasn't ever a good thing. Like Commissioner Chermak and Commissioner Domenick weren't here years ago when, you know, the everything crashed in 2009, and the county was really in dire straits, and they had to sell off a bunch of buildings and take out these TANF loans all the time. That wasn't looked at as a good thing, ever. The city of Scranton did it multiple times. It wasn't looked at as a good thing. It meant you didn't have any money, which we do. So again, why are we buying another $5 million building? But I don't know yet, do we own it, or is it the state? Because you said the state is paying for it.
I do think that Lorraine's questions about the building, we really didn't address them last time.
It was not addressed.
So someone should address it.
Okay.
It was
It'll be
$4 million
addressed.
we're getting from the state that I knew about. You know, I know that Commissioner Domenick did say that we're using it for, you know, all these different things with the Department of Health, but that's the state, that's not the county. So what
County
taxes?
Department of Health.
Our taxes for the state, our taxes from the state are being utilized for the building. So it's not a county building?
I'm going to respond to her if I want to respond to her.
And you
It's a
can.
county Department of Health. But we'll have somebody speak to it, because I believe that you and the public should be more aware as to what is going on with regard to that building.
Yeah, and
And
if
why we
have
thought it was necessary.
issues that need to be fixed here, we shouldn't be buying another building. And then the last one was reassessment. You were supposed to answer me on where is the reassessment in the budget, because it's not in here.
We'll answer
And neither was the,
We'll answer all your questions at the end.
neither was the amounts that were paid for the new building are in the budget. They're not in here. You said maybe ARPA funds are being used, but you never got back to me on that. So thank you.
Anyone else?
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Alec Walker-Serrano. I'm a resident of Scranton, and I'm the Communications Director for NEPA Stands Up. I'm here today to talk to you about the Whole Home Repairs Program, which hopefully you already know about. It was passed through the state legislature last session, and it was passed as part of the state budget, which allocates $125 million this year for the program. $2 million of those dollars are available for Lackawanna County. The funding will be provided to countywide agencies to address habitability and safety concerns, improve energy and water efficiency, and make units accessible to people who have disabilities. So I'm here to urge the county to apply for whole home repairs if you haven't already, so that homeowners in Lackawanna County can benefit from this program. Our region experiences an intense range of weather, and it's only becoming more unpredictable and severe as climate change continues to alter our planet. When temperatures drop below zero, like they did a few weeks ago, or when heat waves of 90+ degrees hit us in the summer, folks in unweatherized homes are put at risk and their energy bills increase dramatically. In my own home, one of the rooms is uninsulated, and the draft that it causes has dramatically increased heating costs every winter for my family. Now, I'm lucky enough that my father is somebody who works in construction, so he was able to install a sliding door to keep the cold out of the house. But I know that many more people are not as lucky to have somebody in their family who's able to do fixes like that. The Whole Home Repairs Program would allow for low and middle income homeowners to receive up to $50,000 in grants so that they can make necessary repairs to keep their homes habitable. And without this program, working class people in our area will continue to struggle to cover costs necessary to improve the integrity of their home. Some folks are even displaced and forced to sell their homes due to issues like these when they can't afford repairs. But you have the power to help Lackawanna County residents stay in their home and be safe in their home. Our legislature has already set aside the money for this program that would undoubtedly improve the lives of many in our community. And that's why I'm here to implore you to apply for this program on behalf of your constituents. The deadline is January 31st at 5 p.m. Please don't wait. Help Lackawanna County residents stay in their homes, alleviate energy costs, and decrease greenhouse gas emissions in the process, and create accessible units for disabled folks. All people deserve a safe and healthy home. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Just real quick on the last speaker, I believe that Jason Kavulich's program has filed.
I believe we have two, but I will
find
check into
out,
that.
Okay, I don't know if Billy, yes, go ahead.
You want to come up and speak to the?
Good
Morning,
morning, everyone.
Brenda.
Happy New Year. We passed a resolution last meeting that we are going to apply for that program. And we have some partners in mind already, so yeah, hopefully we'll be successful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And on,
You want to address the questions about the TAN first?
well, in the case of the TAN, as Ms. Cummings mentioned, it was an extraordinary 2 years with the COVID situation. It was difficult, and it was something that was necessary to continue to function. In the opinion of our CFO, Mr. Belzoni, it was a proper thing to do at the time. And we agreed, and we still agree. Mr. Balzoni, I don't know, would you like to come up and say, talk about this a little bit? And maybe you can discuss the,
Well, I think the question at hand is, why are we not using surplus funding?
yeah, oh, there's,
using the
that's,
TANs? And I think
I
that's
think,
something that the commissioner wants, and the former
And she
commissioner
wanted to know why reassessment, and the funds for the new building are not in the 2023 budget, right?
Yeah, we have answers for that too. Let's do it. We'll do the TAN first, and then we'll get to those.
yeah. One was a TAN question.
Relative to the tax anticipation note, I believe I addressed the questions and comments at the last meeting.
I believe you have.
So I'll reiterate, it's purely a cash flow tool. It's a relatively short-term borrowing. I don't believe it's punitive for the county. And as I indicated at the last meeting, I recommended to the commissioners for that specific purpose, and the commissioners agreed. I don't really believe there's anything else to add to that
All
commentary.
right, thank you. And the reassessment?
Well, and this predates my arrival, but the county has looked at allocating ARPA dollars in order to fund the reassessment. So what was created in the allocation of existing ARPA dollars was a baseline in order to be able to fund a component of the reassessment, if not the reassessment in its entirety. But I think what's important to recognize is that the county's created a baseline within the ARPA allocation to fund the reassessment. There may be other funding opportunities which would complement ARPA because the use of ARPA dollars is a relatively fluid process. So I guess to sum it up, it's ongoing in terms of how the reassessment is going to be funded in entirety.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
Lee Browning is here to discuss.
Mr. Browning, would you care to come up here and speak a little bit about the Health Department?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning, Billy.
Good morning.
Commissioner Cummings' question was, where is the funding for the health department? Because it's not in the budget. Could you explain?
It is actually in the budget under the Department of Health and Human Services on page 37. Look on that, it's $2.7 million. Those funds are from various grants and from retained earnings throughout the Department of Human Services. So at this point, there are no additional dollars that have been devoted to developing the Department of Health. Once we're certified, then we'll be getting money from the state to operate it. We'll be taking over functions from the state and making it a more local response. Something we discovered during COVID is that the state doesn't have the capacity to respond to incidents locally. So we wound up cobbling together an effort quite successfully to address COVID, but then as we looked further and discovered that really that we are just one of 10 counties that are served by the regional health district, and there really wasn't any, there was a local presence over at the state office building that most people don't know about. And we looked at other things such as they're not able to enforce certain things. Most people probably don't even know that like camps, for instance, the state has a regulation. So when you're sending your kid to a camp, you're under the assumption that it's a safe camp, that it's been inspected, et cetera. They have no authority to even enforce that. Only a local health department does. And so they don't do inspections. And so those are just some of the things. We also looked at the statistics for health in the community and discovered that we're unfortunately, one of the leaders in mortality rates for like heart disease, lower respiratory, like asthma and things like that. And so the only thing that could really affect that would be having a local health department that can actually provide a local response. The state only collects state data and county data, or in most cases, even regional data, the 10 counties. We'll be able to focus our efforts on communities, focus on assessments for disease to prevent emergency room visits, and do assessments in the clinic. The reason we bought the building, and it is a county building, is to develop a clinic and also have planning and research regarding statistics in there. So administration for the Department of Health and Human Services will be co-located there to come up with a plan to use blended funding or braided funding to address the needs of the health needs of the people in the county. The building was paid for, as was stated, by dollars from the state and from ARPA dollars. So we didn't use county dollars to purchase the building.
Can you just tell the public, we have an epidemiologist. Can you just, where we are with the hiring process? I know we have nurses.
So we have and that's the other thing, we're bringing professionals from all over the country that are coming and moving and setting up residence in this county. So our epidemiologist came from Florida, was a practicing physician, has a PhD in public health. We have brought someone from Connecticut who is in charge of the community health, which is the state has various requirements for positions in order to establish a Department of Health. So, and that person came from Connecticut to work with us. They're all very excited about developing from the ground up a Department of Health. And these people have like 30 years of experience. And like I said, they've taken residence here. So we've hired that person. We've hired a director of environmental health, people that do the inspection, restaurant inspections, et cetera. And we obviously have the director of public health, Dr. Sabine Charles. So, and we've hired nurses, which are again a requirement. And those nurses are currently being funded through a grant that's through aging. And so at this point, that's why in the budget, I think it shows it as revenue. It doesn't show expense at this point because they're all grant funded.
And you're going to be working hand in hand with our drug and alcohol department, correct?
Right. Drug and alcohol and behavioral health, yes.
Okay. To administer like Vivitrol shots and,
I mean, those are some of the things we are looking into. The state Department of Health, they'll be transferring their functions. Their primary functions are tuberculosis, HIV, STDs, and vaccinations. The other thing we discovered is that the state has no ability to require the reporting of latent TB. So those are the people that have tuberculosis but don't have symptoms. They're not sick from it. We know that 1 in 10 of those people will develop symptoms. So the other thing that we can do is say, okay, doc, if you see that, you have to report to us so we could collect the statistics, make sure that people have access to the drugs for treatment so it doesn't develop into disease.
and the goal is to eventually like expand it as we go. You have to start.
We're going to start just with the basics, but other things, for instance, Erie County has a thing called blue zones, which has been shown statistically to affect public health, like it lowers smoking, increases healthy activities, because they're able then to bring in grants to develop trails and such, and really publicize healthy activities.
A lot of Department of Health, the county Department of Health that I've looked at too have for new mothers, teaching them how to
Right, we'll be
breastfeed.
coordinating with maternal family health services, and we've had discussions to ensure that people, especially new arrivals, new immigrants to this county, which are not necessarily being served medically, we'll be reaching out to them as well, because without reaching out to them, people will go to the emergency room for basic care, and that's something we don't want to happen.
I think you're doing a great job. I'm on the board, and it's amazing what you've done so far.
Thank you, Commissioner.
During the pandemic, we were.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you, Bill. It was difficult because the State Department of Health did not work as in timely a fashion as we required. And we were able to, with the help of the pharmacies, we did the third best in the state. And we were very, very efficient in it. Some people don't believe in vaccinations. Most people do. Follow the science. But other than that,
I think
thank you.
for us, it would have maybe taken some of the stress off you primarily.
Yeah. It was a
If we had a
full-time
Department
job.
of Health in place at the time of, during the pandemic technically is still going on. We have COVID cases, but, that prime period of time, but.
Yeah, it was interesting. Okay, Commissioners, other business. Mr. Chermak?
Lorraine, are your questions answered?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not getting into that.
No, she said she's going to come back. Were
Oh,
you
come back,
still
that's
out
fine.
in 2 weeks? I just wanted
2
to see if
weeks.
her questions that she asked today as a citizen were answered.
Well, and I hope they were, and if they weren't, she can come back. That's great.
Lord.
All right. Commissioner Chermak?
I'm just looking forward to a healthy and prosperous new year. So.
Okay. Commissioner Domenick? Thank you.
Nothing.
Okay. And I have nothing. Thank you very much. Have a happy new year, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
A question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.